Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. I'm at Pender Nursery today in Garner, North Carolina. This is a wholesale nursery. They sell to landscapers and garden centers. They supply them with plants. This is a pretty large operation. I've been here several times over the last couple of years. I've stopped at a group of plants here that look really nice. It's just a lot of different varieties in a grouping here. And I was just going to walk through and cover some of those. Let me know in the description of this video whether you like this type of video where I cover a lot of different pieces in a single video, or you prefer me just doing one plant at the time. Let's get started. There's some beautiful autumn fire Encore Azaleas here. I'm actually shooting a video on it while I'm here. There's some autumn twist Encores that haven't started to show very much color yet, but that's the two-tone one that I really like. And I want you to take a look at this tag on autumn twist, because they actually have some George Tabors on the other side. It's kind of the old-fashioned one that has a similar variegated flower on it. These right here are autumn Empress, just starting to get going right there. And there's a group of autumn Sunset. It's a really nice variety right there. And then as I pan over to this side, there's some golden soft touch hollies right here. I'm doing a video on that while I'm here too. And I asked in that video whether or not you like this yellow coloration on this dwarf holly or not. This right here is Steed's hollies. These are Steed's hollies. This is an upright Christmas tree shaped Japanese holly. It's like sky pencil, but it gets a little bit wider. Really interesting plant, and I think it's great for screening in a small lot. If you had a small lot and you were looking for something that stayed narrow but would offer a good screen from a neighbor, Steed's holly is a good choice. These are Wax Myrtles here. This is a native to the southeast. I planted some Wax Myrtles at my house last year. They should make quick work of making a screen. This plant can be a little bit brittle, really, and if you live in an area where you get can potentially have ice storms, this plant can crack apart. But it's a great plant. It is a native, and it is good for screening. It can end up a little woody at the base. So typically, if you're using it as a screening plant, you end up having to underplant it at some point with something else. These are Het's Midget Arborvitae here, or Arborvitae. Beautiful plant. Turns this kind of auburn color in the winter time, and then it's green the rest of the season, just like any other thuja. It's super soft to the touch, which is really nice. And a perfect little round ball, great little foundation plant, great in a container as well. There's a few more of those Steed's hollies here, a few more Wax Myrtles there, and behind those Wax Myrtles there's actually, let's get around there. There are some Ladybank's roses right here that are staked up. These are super nice. They've got covers laying everywhere because we still have the potential to have some frost and freezes. So this stuff that's already put on a little bit of growth, like these Ladybank's roses, which are actually about to open up. But these are beautiful roses, very fast growing. This thing needs something to really grow on. It's not this thing can really take off, and it needs something heavy duty to climb on. If you put this on a tiny trellis, it'll tear it down over time. It really needs something sturdy, but definitely worth the effort. Beautiful roses. I need to go over to the Raleigh Rose Garden at some point and show you these in bloom in the spring, just how beautiful these Ladybank's roses actually are. You can get tens of thousands of flowers on a single plant. Over here we have some Chinese Snowball Viburnum right here. There's an Eastern Snowball Viburnum, and then this is Chinese Snowball Viburnum. I've covered both of them. This one tends to bloom spring and fall. Gets big though. Like I say, I've covered this one pretty thoroughly. I love how the flowers start out green. You know, they start out that green color, and then they get whiter and whiter and whiter, and eventually just super ultra white like that over time. And when people are talking about snowball bushes, that's what I tend to call them, this is the one they're thinking about, is the Chinese Snowball, because the flowers get quite large. This is a few more Steed's hollies in larger containers here, and you can see how these are shaped just perfect, like perfect little Christmas trees, and they'll get 8 or 10 feet if you let them, and look great. These are some Deciduous azaleas right here, and I covered some deciduous azaleas last year. These are native to the eastern United States. See the flower buds on the top? Beautiful. A lot of these are fragrant. I don't know what variety this is or whether this is a fragrant one. Some are fragrant and some aren't. These are really one of my absolute favorite plants. There's some Mojo Pittosporum across the way here, and this is a Southern Living Plant Collection variety here. Really beautiful variegated Pittosporum right here. I think I've covered this plant once before, but this new growth on it, I really like this. This new growth has the yellow variegation on it, and the older growth has like a creamy white variegation. So when the new growth starts coming in the spring, that's quite a contrast. They've got lots of weeping Japanese maples over here, and look at this coral bark maple. Look how beautiful these coral bark maples are. Hopefully this shows up on this video, just how showy that is. You can see this from a mile away, how showy the bark is. They have a really nice group of Formosa azaleas. This is a purple, gets very large flowers. These haven't started opening yet, but when they open, they're about this big. And if you watch the Masters golf tournament, you'll see that purple azalea that they have there. I'm pretty sure that's Formosa. This is the one I was talking about right here. This is George Tabor, and I got to move this cover out of the way a little bit. But look how much similar that looked to that autumn twist flower we saw on the other side. These are big. These are very large flowers. George Tabor's been around for a long time. It's a very large growing azalea, and it's very, very reliable. But you can get autumn twist. It'll bloom 3 times a year, has a similar flower to this one, but this is still absolutely one of my favorites. Here's a couple. Well, that flower right there is kind of faded already. Lots of flower buds coming on them. Here's some dwarf mondo grass right here in these flats. This is a nice shade, little evergreen. You can make a lawn out of dwarf mondo grass in a shady space. Not that you can walk on it. It won't take a lot of foot traffic, but it looks like a lawn. Here's some regular soft touch hollies, unlike those golden ones we saw earlier. Here's some Liriope. This time of year, if this is in your yard, if you're seeing some old tired foliage before the new growth starts to come on your Liriope, you can cut it off near the ground. You can actually use a weed eater, but you need to get it before the new growth starts on it, so you're not cutting off this year's growth. But this is about the time to do that. Here's some variegated Liriope here. Same thing. You can do some maintenance on them this time of year. And right here, these look like blue rugs. These are either Bar Harbors or blue rug junipers. A nice group of those in 3-gallon pots. So that's it for this one. Again, let me know what you think about me bouncing around and showing you a lot of different varieties in one video versus doing one variety at the time. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for upcoming content.